You know, it's all easier to wrap your head around once you have the understanding Joe Biden, he's a con artist. He's scamming the American people day in and day out, hoping they're too stupid to realize it.
He talks about having no power, yet he magically had the power to terminate remain in Mexico, reinstate catch and release, end Title 42, shut down border wall construction. The list goes on and on. Shoot. Almost 8 dozen executive actions during his first 100 days in office.
So when old Joe says, all he needs is the cash and the power, we say we don't trust him as far as we can throw him. Let's bring in the ever-handsome and smart senator from Utah, Mike Lee. Senator, good to see you. Thanks for being with us on The Bottom Line. We appreciate it. So we had Chad Wolf on yesterday, and he said when Joe Biden came into office, he immediately signed 94 executive orders, not to secure the border, but to actually open the border up. Why would your Republican colleagues in the Senate play footsie with Democrats on this charade that if we pass a bill, Joe Biden may secure the border, when over the last 3 years, he's done the exact opposite? What's wrong with your Senate colleagues?
Look, I can't speak for anyone other than myself, but I can speak in the abstract and say that if someone hypothetically believed that we would get a more secure border for it, why not try to negotiate it? But here's the problem. What they have, in fact, negotiated, what we know about it, what little we've been able to see of it, is very problematic for the very reason you described, Sean, because he has all the authority that President Trump had when President Trump wound things down. He had this huge surge. President Trump ground that down to a trickle. And that was before Title 42 even kicked in the spring of 2020. He's got all this authority. And so the Democrats in these negotiations are requiring all these extractions, all these concessions by Republicans, like more visas, 50,000 immigrant visas, up to 250,000 additional work permits, all these other concessions. And it's not clear to me that they're getting anything out of it that even comes close to meriting the kind of concessions they're demanding. Meanwhile, what we're doing is we're sending the false signal to the American people that the current border crisis is for want of adequate statutory authority in the president. That simply isn't true. He's got the power. He just refuses to exercise it. Right. And he does so willfully.
Right. Use expedited removal to remove these illegal migrants. He ended expanded expedited removal in the interior. He ended the vast majority of expedited removal at the border. We could go on and on. But, Senator, what do you think about the Democrats trying mightily? There was a recent, just a memo today from the Deputy Press Secretary, Andrew Bates, trying mightily to lay the blame on Republicans. Shame on you for not picking up this noble effort by your colleagues, and also those never-Trumping Nimrods in the conservative media who are trying to do the same thing, rather than just simply saying, Biden broke it, Biden should fix it.
Yeah. Look, we've got the Wall Street Journal just recently came out with an editorial saying that any Republican who opposes this deal is trying to score cheap political points at the expense of American national security. I've got a couple of questions for you. Number one, since when did the Wall Street Journal care about border security? Point two, how on earth does the Wall Street Journal's editorial board have the omniscience to know what's in this bill when the bill doesn't exist yet? Have they been given a sneak peek that they won't let senators see? I don't know. This is the problem. It's not just Democrats. As you point out, it's also some Republicans in the media and some Republicans in the Senate, unfortunately, who are perpetuating this message that Republicans are the problem. And if we can't secure the border, it's not Joe Biden's fault, it's ours. This is very, very unhelpful. It's toxic going into an election year, and it's also likely to produce bad immigration law if we're not careful. From what little I know about this bill, because again, they won't let us see it, it's got some real problems that could actually make the problem worse.
This is a little game that we all saw on the Hill. You hide the bill when it's a bad bill, so you get a limited amount of bad press on it, all in hopes that, you know, it'll pass and get rushed through. That's the game they're playing with us, and you're too smart and calling around, and I appreciate that, Senator. But I want to move on to this because the big tech CEOs, they're getting torched today at a Senate hearing held over the harm their platforms are causing to children. Watch this.
But you have blood on your hands.
Your platforms really suck.
Mr. Zuckerberg, what the hell were you thinking?
Have you apologized to the victims?
Would you like to do so now?
Well,
they're here. You're on national television. Would you like now to apologize to the victims who have been harmed by your project? Would you like to apologize for what you've done to these good people?
Is there any one of you willing to say now that you support this bill? Mr. Chairman, let the record reflect a yawning silence from the leaders of the social media platforms.
Senators, to sit in as a witness in that hearing room and have Republicans and Democrats in the Senate join together, that moment doesn't come very often. That everyone agrees that these guys are the problem in social media. Will there be a Senate bill that comes out with a bipartisan vote?
There are a number of Senate bills that have been filed, and I suspect several of them will have bipartisan support. One bill that I'm in the process of introducing, called the PROTECT Act, would require these platforms to maintain age verification and consent verification for any pornographic content. It would also expedite the process by which someone who's been aggrieved by an intimate photo of them being released to the public without their consent, to have that removed and taken down. There's another bill called the SHIELD Act that's got bipartisan support that deals with some of these issues. So yeah, I think we are going to see significant bipartisan action in these areas. And this is one area where I think nearly all Americans can agree, especially when it comes to child sexual exploitation online. You know, what's really stunning is that they can do all sorts of things. Meta's platforms, and previously Twitter, before it became X and before it was owned by Elon Musk, they've shown this incredible ability to screen out people based on their political views. Anybody who even sneezes in the direction of conservatism or Christianity, they find a way to, mute their responses. Sometimes a way to shut them down altogether on their platform. And yet they claim that they can't stop pornographic content. I was asking Mr. Zuckerberg about what they're doing on that, and he said, well, we don't allow sexually explicit material on our platforms. And I asked him, how is that working out? And it wasn't intended as a laugh line, but it brought laughter from the audience of activists and concerned parents. So it really does concern me that they can act with such precision and strength and swiftness when it comes to taking down content that they disagree with politically, but they somehow can't keep the pornographic content off of their site, especially where minor is concerned. That's very distressing to me.
And to America. Senator, we appreciate you joining us, one of the great conservative senators. We appreciate you being with us on The Bottom Line. Mike Lee, thank you.
Good to see you, Senator.
Thank you.